Right, so today we're going to make these 5 doors into ladder doors. Start off by removing all the handles and the hinges. Now the handles and hinges off, we're going to give the door a good sand down with 120 grit sandpaper. You can do this by hand or by machine. So now we're sanded down, we're going to start measuring up. So we're going to do the 2 vertical cuts first down either side of the door. This is the router, so you can see that's all the cut depth is, roughly 1.5 millimeters. Right, so we'll start off marking the verticals. So I like to do these at about 120 mil. So we'll mark 120 mil, so that'll be the cut line, but we have to cater for the router offset. So that is how far the front or the back of your router is from the blade itself. So I know already that ours is 40 mil, so 40 mil from the center of the blade to the back of the machine. So what I'll do is, for measuring this out, I'll add that onto my 120 and we'll do it 160. So mark that there, mark 160 on the other side, and then we'll do the same on the other end of the door. Then we'll do 160 here, and 160 here. So use a nice big wide piece of wood, it stops it from moving in the middle. So we'll just put it on the mark, put this end on the mark, and we'll just G-clamp that in place. Just there. Always put the G-clamp over to that side so you've got space for the router to move past. Now do the same on the other side. Put it on the mark. G-clamp on. And just give it a little tight. And that's it. And then we're ready for cutting. Right, so we've got the straight edge on, we're going to start cutting with the router. So you'll notice the router's got a rounded head and a square flat bit on the back. So I like to use the flat bit. The round bit's probably better for most people if you're just starting out, because if you rotate it, it stays in exactly the same place in the centre. But I always like to use the flat bit so I can see where the blade is, especially when we're doing the horizontal cuts and where it intersects. So when you start the machine up, obviously you want to, because it doesn't have a plunge setting, we've got this sort of wobbly and we want it to sit flat on the wood. So what I'm going to do is I lift it up, start the machine, hold it like this with my fingers like this at the bottom. I use my left hand to steady it. Obviously you can do it the other way with your other hand. And then what I'll do is I'll start it and then I'll just slowly draw it down the wood until the base plate sits flat on the surface. And then we're going to come this way to the end of the door, and then we'll just do one solid cut from one end to the other. So I'll show you that now. So lift it up, start the machine. I like to do, obviously I hold it like this with my finger and my thumb, and what I'll do is I'll just use my thumb from the other hand on the straight edge to push it along the wood. So this hand is just pushing it against here to keep the stability there, make sure we keep it straight on the edge. So now the 2 verticals are cut, we need to measure out for the horizontals. So if you measure the total height of your door, so as you can see we've got 196 centimeters. So divide that number by 7 and that'll give you the measurements for each horizontal cut. So that works out 280 mil or 28 centimeters. So basically you'll have a cut 28, 56, but make sure you obviously counter in your measurements for the router offset. So add the 4 centimeters on for the straight edge and that'll give you the cut where it needs to be. So I'm going to now do the horizontal cuts. So if you put the router blade in your vertical, like so, so obviously we'll put it on there, and then when we get to the other side we're going to have to join the line for the other side. So all I do is hold onto it nice and tight, start the machine, and we'll cut over, and then when you get this side just go really slow, and then once the blade meets the middle of that, that's when you stop.